Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and today we're doing an unboxing and review of the Frostgrave 2nd edition, Frostgrave Barbarians 2. That was a mouthful. Okay, so yeah, 2nd edition doesn't really make any difference. You can use these for 1st edition and, of course, for any other skirmish or role-playing game you wish. So on the back, it gives you a little blurb about them. This will make 20 multi-part hard plastic 28mm figures. It's from Osprey Games and North Star Figures. So it's the usual people you get your Frostgrave miniatures from. Now, as always, you're going to have a multitude of extra parts which you can put in your kit bashing box, which is a brilliant thing to have. I really enjoy having bits left over so I can make my own models. So we have 2 sprues of the usual bases, those really flat ones, but we do have 2 sprues of them, so we got enough for each of the miniatures. We have 4 sprues, all of them identical, each of them having 5 bodies on each sprue. So yeah, they're all identical, so let's have a little closer look at one of them. So here is the sprue, and as you can see, yeah, we have 5 bodies on each sprue. It'd be quite nice if we had different sizes in bodies, maybe some overweight slightly or some small, skinnier ones. But we know what we get when we get these sort of sets. So we have 2 lots of bows. We have a bunch of 2-handed weapons, crossbows, axes, in both 2-handed and single-handed. A 2-handed sword, this really cool hammer. Some quivers, bows, and of course a load of heads so that we can get them to look different. And also got these pouches and a couple of belt wielded weapons, so they can have hand axes hanging from their belts or blades of some sort. I particularly like these punch daggers, and I will be making a miniature definitely with them, although what that'd be classed as in Frostgrave I'm not 100% sure, but we can always work around that. So, what do they look like when they're painted up? Well, they look pretty darn good. My only slight criticism of them is maybe the heads are a little bit too big. I think they want to show off that they're female heads, so that, they give them a lot of hair, or try and emphasize the female expressions on their faces. But it does give them a rather huge, a huge head. They're rather top heavy because of their heads. But still, they're nice looking miniatures. They're clean, as you always expect from those Frostgrave ones. There aren't any mold lines, nothing really to clean up, apart from where you snip them off the sprue. So this one has, I believe it's the helmet from the Temple Guardians from Red Sonja, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, again, the head's a little bit big, but nice enough miniature. It looks pretty. The detail on the cloak is really nice. I like the way they've got it raised so it takes washes and dry brushing really well. Now I've done them with snow bases because I want them to fit in with my other barbarians, the male ones. And usually I don't usually do snowy bases because then it's sort of tied into Frostgrave for me, because most of my games aren't going to be on snowy ground unless it's for Frostgrave. This one is an archer, and again, I did okay. The face is not bad. The colour scheme is quite dulled down. That's the only thing I find about barbarians, is that I have troubles making them bright like the previous one, because I think barbarians generally aren't going to have access to the bright coloured dyes, etc., which generally, in my mind, makes you think of a richer person. So barbarians generally aren't going to wear them, but still they're nice miniatures. I wouldn't have said they're quite I wouldn't say they're quite as good as the male barbarian miniatures. They seem to be really good. I would say they're probably one of the best, if not the best, of the Frostgrave miniatures at the moment that I have seen. But still, they're very good, and it's hard for me to complain about them. So this is the miniature I was on about with the punch daggers, and I tried to do it in reds, etc. Even though I just said that I have troubles painting barbarians up in bright colours, but it kind of works for this one. Maybe because she has African skin tones. If I did her wearing brown, etc., it would just disappear onto her skin. or, you know, drab colours, it would make it hard for you to see the miniature. So I went for like a red to try and make it pop a little bit. Your cloak is brown. I don't think that really matters. It doesn't draw the eye too far away from the miniature. So the final one, I wanted to go for like wearing black leather, but I didn't want to use just black, so I tried to mix up blacks, blues, greys, etc. to try and show, you know, differences, and it's a good sort of way to practice. I also made up the skin tone using my own like formula when I was painting it, and I'm really quite pleased with how that turned out. You know, using the same skin tones for all your miniatures, it gets a bit lazy of you, you know, of me sometimes. So I do like to try and, you know, mix it up a little bit so that we got some differences in our miniatures. So that's what I got done. These are 5 of the Frostgrave Barbarians 2, and I think they're a really nice kit. I don't think it's their absolute best kit they've ever done, but it's really good. So it's going to be goodbye from me, Welsh Miniature Board Gamer. Goodbye.